tensions exploded into all-out war on the frontier today. The group calling themselves the Militia have conducted numerous raids on IMC garrisons in at least...
Vice Admiral Graves, you and Captain McCallan have a long history of successful operations against the Militia. What do you think made him turn, Admiral? Why did McCallan betray you?
Short on fuel and supplies, the 1st Militia Fleet is unlikely to survive their next encounter with the IMC battle group in pursuit.
This is Titanfall, the newest released project by EA. Apparently the developers behind Call of Duty helped create this game and make it a reality. And I kind of get that vibe out of it when I play it. It does kind of feel Call of Duty-ish. This is not like most mech games that I've played before. Most mech games that I have played, they're pretty boring to me. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, games like Mech Assault and Mech Warrior are not legendary. They definitely are, and I can appreciate the value of those games, but they just weren't for me. And I wasn't really sure about buying this game, but I happened to pick it up on sale the other day, the whole Digital Deluxe Edition, so I was pretty happy I did, actually. This is probably about maybe my 5th or 6th game that I'm playing here, and I was having such a good time and such a good game that I figured, why not go ahead and get some footage of it and go ahead and show everybody what this game's about. It's been out for 2 months now, I think, maybe a little bit longer than that. So, of course, a lot of you have probably already seen a lot of this, what this game actually is about, but yeah, I'm a little behind. I apologize for that, but I'll probably do a lot more videos of this. This is probably one of the better game experiences I've had, especially when it comes to playing a mech game. Now, you're not always inside your mech suit in this, as you've already gathered. There are times when your mech suit may be destroyed while you're in battle, or, of course, at the very beginning of the game, you don't have access to your suit for, I think it's a full minute, maybe a minute and a half or something like that. I wasn't really paying entirely too much attention to how long it was going to take. I was just waiting for that to show up on the screen where it would see Titan is ready. Inside the Titan, that's pretty easy to maneuver. They're, you know, the simple, common mech maneuvers that you would find in other games, except for there is no jump or any kind of jet pack on that. That's actually on the pilot, which I like that whole idea because it kind of balances everything out. And again, it's not like any other mech game, and that's what's cool about it. Again, to me, it's a game that is redefining what mech games are like or how they're played. And some people may not like the direction they're going. I could see, you know, as I mentioned before, the Call of Duty developers helped make this game, so, you know, there's a possibility that this could get labeled as the Call of Duty of mech games. But regardless of what anybody has negative to say about it, it's a fun game. You are not only fighting against other players, you are also fighting against AI, which those characters are labeled as specters and grunts so far. I've just started playing this game, so like I said, this is pretty early on, and I've probably only played maybe altogether about 8 matches or so. This game's fairly high-paced, and while it's pretty easy to die, it's actually fairly easy to stay alive, too. The availability to be able to run on the walls and just kind of bounce around and completely confuse your enemy as to where you went is fantastic. Being able to use the environment around you to jump and run off of walls, or just completely confuse the enemy in any way, is a bonus. It keeps it intense. It also makes you feel really cool when you're doing it. Like when you're running on walls, you definitely feel like a ninja. I enjoyed everything about this game. I can't stress that enough. So I'm excited to play more of it. I actually catch myself thinking about playing it when I'm not playing it, and I'm working on other videos and trying to get stuff done that needs to get done. I find myself thinking Titan ready. So far there are 5 different game modes that you can play right now online, and then of course you have the campaign mode, which, you know, to tell you the truth, a lot of these first-person shooter games, I don't really go about playing the campaign so much anymore. Like, I didn't play Battlefield 4's campaign. I'm not saying I'm not going to, but I just haven't done it yet, and I never played through all the way through Battlefield 3's campaign either. But for some reason, I want to play this one. I want to play the campaign on this. I'm just playing off of the multiplayer. The visuals, the graphics, the way it moves and everything, it definitely seems smooth, and they've got some things worked out. I'm sure there's still bugs that people are encountering, but for the most part, I'm having a great experience. Back to the 5 different modes there are. This one is called Attrition, which is basically just Team Deathmatch, and you have an option to, if you're defeated at the very end of the game, you have a chance to escape on an escape pod. But of course the opposing team can shoot down that escape pod before you leave. All that does is just you get extra experience if you happen to get out, even though your team was defeated. And that's pretty fun because it's intense and it's not easy to do, believe me. Like, if everybody's they're all there, they're waiting for you to go to the evac point because they know where it is too. But you'll get to see what happens when you win. See, now we're gonna attack here, the opposing team, and try and stop them from evacing. And as they die, they actually die. They don't get a chance to get back on the evac ship out. Once they're dead, they have to wait until the game's over. So that's pretty neat. And then there is Last Titan Standing, which, you know, obviously that's last man standing. You play until everybody's dead but one guy. And then there's a domination, which is called Hardpoint Domination. They always have like their own little twists on these games to make it unique to the new platform. So then there's Capture the Flag, which is just straight up called Capture the Flag, and Pilot Hunter. And I'm going to do a video on each one of these different modes. We'll just go ahead and call this one the Attrition video. And here's actually the ending if you're defeated, like I was mentioning before, and actually getting a chance to escape. So this was pretty intense, and I had been trying because I lost more games than I actually won, but I had the opportunity to try and do this more than just this one time, and finally I had a successful evacuation. So everyone's looking for me right now, and they're trying to keep but they see me, that they're shooting at me here. Now I was jumping all around there, confusing the enemy, like I was talking before, being all ninja, and just kind of waiting for that ship to show up, which there's a countdown as to when it's going to be there, and here it is arriving, and me making my desperate escape. This is actually like really intense when you're doing all this, because here they are shooting at you, and you still have a chance that you could possibly die here, but thankfully that didn't happen. And I will see you guys in the next video.